So this is about piecewise functions and how to solve real-life piecewise functions. And this is the problem that you guys did in your stations today that I'm going to walk again, just because a lot of people were confused on it. So the problem, in case you forgot, is rental car charges a flat fee of $30 plus an additional 25 cents per mile when the number of miles driven is less than or equal to 100 miles. For any miles over 100, the company reduces price to 20 cents. You want to write a piecewise function from this, and you want to analyze how much they would get if it's 50 miles and 150 miles. Good. So first thing you should do is make a graph. Graph is going to be your best friend. So what I'm going to do is get your graph right now. And using the information that we have, we're going to plot points. So first, rental car charges a flat fee of 30. So that means at time 0, even when you have driven no miles at all, you're still going to have to pay $30. So that's where I'm going to start on the y-axis. So this is 30. Okay, this is the cost. Well, how much am I paying? Am I just paying $30? No. Right? I'm charging and I'm paying 25 cents per additional mile drive. So we start at 30, and the slope, because it's per mile, is going to be 0.25. That's the slope. So I'm starting to think, okay, I know the first equation already. After that, I get a different fee rate. Okay? At 100 miles, okay, the company's like, I'm not charging you 25 cents anymore, right? I'm charging you now 20 cents per mile. So instead of it going and the slope having a 0.25, the slope is going to be now 0.2. And I'm paying 20 cents from when x is 100. Okay, or when miles driven is 100. So now I have a graph. I can make a piecewise function from this. Now I have two pieces, piece 1, piece 2. They have an equation and a domain restriction for both of them. Okay, they have an equation and a domain restriction for both of them. Okay. Well, let's look at piece 1. Piece 1 starts at 30, and I'm paying 25 cents per mile. So my equation is going to be 30 plus 0.25x. Right? That's easy. Okay. But when am I paying this fee? When am I paying 30 and 25 cents per mile? I'm not paying that forever. Right? I'm starting to pay that from 0 at the very beginning to when I drive 100 miles. It says that in my problem. So my domain restriction then becomes from 0 to 100. Okay, from 0 to 100. Okay, that's my first equation. That's pretty easy. Okay. The second one is a little bit more tricky because I don't know where it starts. Right? It doesn't start at 30. Okay, it starts in the middle of the graph. I don't know where that starts. Okay, so I have to figure out what this point is before I can do anything. Okay. How do I figure that out? I have to take where it starts. It starts at x equals 100, but I don't know the y value. And I only know one equation, 0.25x plus 30. So I'm going to plug in 100 into that equation and see what I get. So let's plug it in. I'm going to do it right over here. 30 plus 0.25 times 100. You get 30 plus 25, or 55. So at 100, it doesn't start at 30 anymore. It starts at 100. It starts, I paid 55. So 155. Okay. So that's my point. So I have a point. Now I know where it starts. I know the slope. Now I can put this in general form and make an equation. Okay. So here, I know the slope is 0.2. Okay. Times x minus h. It's the critical point. That's x minus 100. Plus the y value, that's 55. But that doesn't happen forever either. That happens from when it started at 100, because that's where the graph started, the second piece, and then it goes on to wherever. So x is greater than or equal to 100. So that is going to be my piecewise function for this problem. And to find the answer for when it's 50 miles, I have to look and see which piece do I use. Well, 50 is the x value, and it's not greater than 100, so I'm going to plug it into the first equation. For 150 miles, well, that's the domain restriction is greater than 100, so I'm going to plug it into the second equation, and then I can figure out the answers from there. Okay? Good luck.